What up? This is Robert Ory.
Ory, three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
I do know you as Big Shot Bob. We've done this 202 times. It's a Big Shot Bob podcast. That's B-Dog, Brandon Harper. I'm Rob Jenners. Fresh off OHtown, still covered in glitter, is sorry. I know, 7-time NBA champion Robert Ory. Where were you this weekend? Because I had your schedule all backwards. I thought you were going to Houston.
No, H-Town to Cali, like Robert Ory, you know. But I had to do the Kansas Houston game.
Oh,
so that was a hard one to watch. I think Kansas had 20 turnovers.
Ooh,
It's a bad year. It's a bad year for Kansas.
Think about it. They were ranked number 1, and now they're not. They're unranked. And you watch these guys, and they play hard, but they just can't fucking score, man. They can't score. So
I don't watch a ton of college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's on, it's on. But I don't have any like investment in it. You know what I mean? Like not until we hit the tournament, and then I try to pretend what the hell I know what I'm doing, like everybody else. Right?
And hadn't researched any team.
I don't trust Duke this year. Like I know anything about that. You know what I mean? Like just making shit up. Yeah.
My next game is Duke, North Carolina. So
that's a good game.
Doing radio has I've always liked college basketball, but now that I had to really be detailed and watch, it's opened my eyes. There's a lot of these kids out here that can hoop, man, and so it's fun to watch.
Well, I mean,
and let's be honest,
to watch it. You kind of have to watch it. What's up?
That Duke North Carolina rivalry, at least this year, It ain't no rivalry. Duke is light years better than North Carolina, and Hubie Davis needs to watch out because they may end up running him out of there.
He just got an extension.
He just got an extension?
Yeah, they said gave him a 2-year extension.
Okay. Because, this year, that ain't it this year.
Yeah. But, I think they're waiting because Bill has coming in with a whole NIL department. They hired a whole
Belichick. On the football side. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna change some things around over there.
Did you hear they have Hard Knocks now?
Yeah, I heard that.
Hard Knocks this year, for the first time, will not follow an NFL team. Instead, they're going to follow Bill Belichick and the North Carolina Tar Heels for the first time in the history of that show.
That is crazy.
I'm stunned by that because North Carolina. Here's the thing. I think that obviously the story's just him, right? Because North Carolina is not good. They haven't been good. The ACC is not even that strong a division, and they're never even really in contention. They're a 500 team at best, I think. So why would you? And now, granted, that's what Hard Knocks does. They don't follow the good teams, but if you're going to do it for the first time ever, I guess you do it for Bill Belichick, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you do. But North Carolina every now and then has that one really good standout player. And so it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. Because from what I hear is he's already generated like $20 million in NIL money. So
what he's trying to do is, and he said this before, he's trying to turn this into an NFL feeder system, an NFL feeder program. So if you're coming to play for North Carolina, we're only recruiting guys who we think can play on the next level. So North Carolina may end up going from a basketball school to a football school.
But isn't that kind of, to your point though, isn't that kind of what NIL has done across college football? Yes. It's made every school a bit of an NFL feeder program because now you're getting to see how these kids perform with big money deals in big situations, in conference championships and games that matter. And, I think that's kind of happened across college football. So now, not every kid that plays college football, as we all know, is going to go to the NFL. But what's the difference in playing for Kirby Smart or Mario Cristobal versus Bill Belichick? Why? Because he did it for 15, 16 years at a high level?
There's a difference. Yeah, there's a difference because you're looking at a guy that's coming from the NFL to college. And every time I sit down in front of a parent or a top a recruit or a 5-star recruit I'm trying to land, there are 6 rings that I can push in front of you. This is where your son is trying to get to. And I did it at the highest level for a long time.
No,
you know my
not there
name before I
now.
can walk in.
And once Tom Brady left, I was dog shit. But let's not talk about that, right?
Right, but check this out though. If Tom Brady was as good as everybody thought he was, why didn't he go in the first round? Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick.
Oh, no, right. But that could be anybody from any program in any school.
But who found him?
Oh, you can't put that on Bill Belichick. Come on now.
Was Bill Belichick not the coach?
No, he was, but I don't think he was the only decision maker in the room. Like, oh, Bill found Tom. I think that Drew Bledsoe got hurt, and they were like,
exactly.
Oh, shit. All right, let's roll this Brady kid out and see if he's made anything. He was a 7th-round pick. We'll see if he's worth it.
Deion Sanders said it best. He said, you are 1 ankle sprain away.
Of course. Everybody is. Everybody.
Exactly.
He made the best of his situation.
Just look at what happened to Kyrie last night.
Oh, man. All right, so let's start with that. I didn't even, as I hit send on this week's show sheet, I hit, send. And I went back over to Twitter, and Kyrie Irving out for the year, torn ACL. So it didn't make it on the
always
sheet.
Happens.
But I thought it was this is probably not the right comparison, but it felt a little Kobe-esque to see him go to the line and shoot those 2 free throws, knowing he was hurt. And then they got him off the court, and you find out he's out for the season, torn ACL. But he went to the line. He shot both those free throws. He made them both.
Yep.
I think he knew, and he's like, well, this is going to be my last shot in the NBA for a year or so. And it was, and I was watching the injury. I'm like, what? And then they showed it in slow-mo. I was like, he fucked that up.
Yeah.
I was like, and it almost reminded me, what's the kid that played for the Clippers that went on.
Oh, you talking about? I know you talking about. Dang, doggone it,
Sean Livingston.
Sean Livingston. There it is.
Yeah, it reminded me of that. I was like, oh my goodness. So
but Sean Livingston tore everything.
I know. That's what I thought had happened to Kyrie, and I looked at it. I was like, he blew his knee out. So, but I just think about Kyrie. He was turning into like a leader. He was having a good year. I just hope that he get a speedy recovery, man, because. Not just for him, just for the whole Mavericks organization from Nico on up, because right now they looking at that trade with Luka now like, you mother. So, yeah.
well, they were already doing that.
They were doing that before. But now Anthony Davis is hurt and Kyrie's out for the year, and all of a sudden it's like burn it down, which I will admit, and I think that this is true. I think as far as the team ownership goes, they're like, this is great. This is great. Go ahead, tank this joker. We'll get this thing in Vegas in a couple of seasons, and we'll be in good shape. That's I hate that for Kyrie too, because as much as we talked about all the off the court crap during COVID and all the stuff that he went through, and all the things that some of that obviously he put on himself, but to see him rebound the way he did and the way he was playing to get to the finals last year, to have the and genuinely, like, I feel like this was a good comfort spot for Kyrie. Like he was in a good place with his game. You know what I mean? And I think that kind of course corrected some of the off the court stuff for him. So I hate that he went down like that, man.
Yeah.
I hate that.
And what it did was it took away the ability for people to look forward to what him and AD would look like when AD got back. Everybody was looking at, the whole pick and roll situation and some form of level of Lob City and the continuity that those two could build, because it was on those two to get them to the promised land. Yeah. Now, not only do you not have AD and have a timetable for him, which is crazy because AD is one of the guys that helped him off the floor. Not only do you not have a timetable for him, but now you lose Kyrie for the rest of the season and who knows for how much of next season. And you don't have Gafford, you don't have Lively.
Yeah, everybody's hurt. Everybody's hurt.
This season couldn't get any worse post Luka trade for the Mavericks.
Yeah. You said that they don't have a timetable for him. I haven't heard anything about AD. Do they have not said anything about where he's at?
Well, I hadn't heard anything.
I just heard he was out indefinitely.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't. I thought initially I was like, okay, maybe he misses a couple weeks, but I've heard or seen nothing in the way of an update with him. So you got to imagine it's gonna be a hot minute before you see AD again on the floor. But shout out to Kyrie Irving, because that sucks. Well, I mean, you look, man, it's probably been fun for you at work, huh, Rob?
It has been.
Lakers up to the 2 seed. We're at the 2 seed now. That's where we are. Yeah. After it took 3 months to go from nobody believes in us, 76 Jays to jump from the 10th seed to the 2 seed. They're 16-4 in the last 20 games, 6-2 with Luka. Yeah, has to be a fun time at work.
Yeah, it's a fun time. And the crazy part, you think about that loss that they had coming out of All-Star break to lowly Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, like when you look at their run over the last probably 20 games, I think there's 2 Charlotte losses in there that really they stick out like sore thumbs.
Yeah, but you know what? It's so weird how we were on the show. We was talking about LeBron's stats. Do you know he has better stats than he had when he won his last MVP?
I think that is since the break, or it's in the last month or something like that. It's not the whole season though. But I saw that stat pop up that he's, what was it, the 2008-2009 year that he won MVP?
Yeah.
And his stats are a tick better over the course of, I think it was like the last 20 games or something.
Yeah, something like that. He's been playing at an unbelievable level. And
MVP level.
I laughed because the other night when they had the back-to-back, I said, he ain't going to play. That motherfucker on the court. I'm like, sheesh. I think he sees something special in his team. I think he knows that he got to jockey for a good position because, who knows when Luka can throw out some of that crazy shit and go off for 50 or 60 points with that. And so I think he can see that, we need to position ourselves to have a home court advantage as far as we can, because even though if I'm on the outside looking at it, I don't want to be in that 2 spot because Denver's in that 3 spot. But, they're playing really well right now. But it ain't due to LeBron and it ain't due to Luka. It's due to Vando and Dodo.
Yeah.
Them two,
and
they're covering their asses off. Like when LeBron, AR, and Luka get beat, them motherfuckers come out of nowhere, help out, then get back to their guys. So that goes to show you there's a little bit of defense that's still being played in this game.
And what I want to say is they end up losing a major piece in Austin Reeves for a little bit. Hoping that you get him back soon, but I look at Austin Reeves as a major piece just because of his offensive presence and his ability to be another shot maker and shot creator out there. So, and the fact that they're still out there playing hard, Dalton Knecht had a really good game. I think his last game, he had like 19 to 20 points. Mm-hmm. So the fact that, like you said, you having Vando out there really playing good defense, which is once he got healthy, this is what you got him for. We know he's not an offensive type of player, but he is a great wing defender and can defend multiple positions. Yeah. And that's what he's really been doing. And so when you have a team like this who, in a sense, I kind of hate to say it, but there's a level of house money that they're playing with, because nobody would have ever believed. I didn't believe that the Lakers were going to be the 2 seed. Come on now.
And look, it can change at a moment's notice. I mean, you go from the 2 to the 5 in the West in the span of 2 games. You know what I mean?
I was getting ready to say that because the Lakers have 38 wins, Denver has 39 wins, Memphis has 38 wins.
Yeah, they're all right there.
The Rockets have 37 wins. So
someone could sneeze and end up in the 5th seed without even thinking about it. So you mentioned the defense. I'm going to bring this up. Aside from the fact that they're now the 4th best odds to win to go to the NBA Finals, by the way, trailing only the Thunder, the Celtics, and the Cavaliers. So Vegas is buying the Lakers hype. They're better defensively after the Luka trade, which is wild to me. 102 before the trade, they were giving up on average 112.7 points a game. After the trade, 106. So they've gone down a good 6 points a game in games on. Now that's not a huge swing, but they've been better defensively, and that's probably a little bit of a misnomer. I don't know if that's translated, but do you think that that's what JJ's got them for? Because I think he knows he's got offensive pieces that can go crazy and carry their offense. And like you said early on, he's drawing up basic stuff, I think, offensively. Do you think he's drilling down hard on defense with them?
I think he's trying. But, you sometimes you go back and you look at the last games, you try to see who they played. And I was like, okay, they gave up 112 to the Warriors, and I'm trying to okay, is it defense? But I looked at the list of people they play. It wasn't like they was playing like the bottom tiers. They played the Clippers. They played the Timberwolves. They played the Mavs. The only team that really scored a lot of points from them was in a loss to the Utah Jazz, where they scored 131 points. And then they had beat the Jazz the previous night, and they gave up 113. And you think about it, it's just crazy how, they're playing really good basketball. And if you look at the last two losses, was against subpar teams. The Jazz before All-Star break and the Hornets after All-Star break. Mm-hmm. But defensively, they've locked in. But it's like since Vando's been back, and you talk about the 20 games that he's been back, they're 18-2. So it goes to show you that it ain't always about scoring. It's about what a dude can provide, physically, mentally, and, just being out there doing what Vando does is cause havoc, man.
And it's a belief thing. I think getting Luka, the reason why those defensive numbers seem to be down a little bit, and it shaved off what you said about 6 points since, it doesn't really have as much to do with Luka on the court as it does having to do with actually getting another guy like Luka on the floor and guys looking around and saying, oh, we could actually do something this year. This is not a year where it's just we're trying to get Luka acclimated, get his legs under him, let him get used to LA, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do in the future. We got enough games to where we can make some noise this season and at the least shake some things up and scare some folks. And even, push to try to get to the Western Conference Finals and shoot, if we can get out of the West.
That's 7 games and who knows, man.
So I think that what that does is it builds continuity and it builds camaraderie amongst these guys for moving forward to the future. Because guess what? You're still going to kind of coerce Luka to stay. You want Luka to stay in purple and gold. And depending on what type of contract he signs, whether it's a 3-year or whether, I don't think he'll sign the Supermax because that's not beneficial for him. But he may sign a 2 or 3 year deal, and that's exactly what you want him to do to really be able to believe in this purple and gold thing and say, yeah, this is where I really want to be. Leaving Dallas wasn't that, I didn't want to leave there, but where I am now and the guys that I'm rolling with, yeah, I like it here.
So you think he didn't want to leave Dallas because he liked Dallas or the Supermax or all the above?
All the above.
I imagine he was probably comfortable where he was.
Yeah. I mean, he was the franchise guy.
He'd be the franchise guy wherever he goes.
No, that's true. But I think being in Dallas, Dallas it's not a small market, but it's not a big market. It's kind of like right there in the middle. Mm-hmm. It's pressure, but it's not as much pressure.
Gotcha.
And then almost $400 million in Supermax. Come on, bro. And no state tax. Come on, dog.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's why he was really upset, because you fucking with my money.
Yeah.
Well, that's always it. I mean, and when you're that close to the Supermax and you get moved and then it pushes you back, all that stuff, it's a pitch, man.
Yeah.
And then you got to go to California, and like you said, you got to pay a lot of state tax. A lot of state tax in that deal. Let me give you this one real quick, and then we'll move on, because I think we get some good audio. By the way, we're going to play a rapid fire, and it's going to be just a true-false round of rapid fire this week. NBA sports stuff. It'll be fun. I do want to give you this. Mm-hmm. A nod to LeBron. Crossed another milestone. 1,000 career regular season wins for LeBron James. He finally crossed that mark. Right behind Tim Duncan, who has 1,001. So he's gonna eclipse that pretty fast. Robert Parrish has 1,014. Number 1 on the list, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Any guesses on how many regular season wins Kareem Abdul-Jabbar racked up?
A lot.
I say 1,313.
1,074. So he didn't get 1,300 and something. No, he didn't get 1,300 regular season wins. But so there you go. So LeBron on that list now. He's obviously he'll pass Duncan quick. I think he'll pass Parrish pretty fast, because Parrish is only 14 games ahead of him. But yeah, Kareem, I don't think anybody's catching Kareem. Unless LeBron's got 2-3 more years in him, and I don't know if that's happening.
Yeah.
All right, listen.
So it's weird. If I wouldn't have had those couple fucking years in Phoenix, I probably had a lot of wins too.
I would imagine so. You've been part of some big time winning teams. You were part of arguably 3 dynasties. The Spurs one on the later end of it, but still, you know what I mean. That's That's something not a lot of people get to say. I played for 3 teams that were arguably sports dynasties in their time.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right, let me do this. I got to play Perk for you because I pulled this from Countdown on ESPN, and I think he's got a strong point here, and I want to get your take on it. They were talking about the Nuggets, and Perk.
I don't give a shit.
No, we do give a shit. We're gonna play it. Perk had this to say about the Denver Nuggets, which I thought was actually a really good point.
Jokic is good, but I don't trust the Denver Nuggets, right? And we keep putting them as a team that's a legit title contender. The question is why? Why? Why do
Jokic,
we? Why? Team-wise, why do we put them in that conversation?
One, they've done it. I think they've done it. That's one reason.
2 seasons ago. Okay, so now you look at them this season. They're 14-15 against teams that has above 500 record, and against the top dogs, they have 1 win. 1 win. And so I'm looking at it. JJ Redick has exposed something when the Lakers played them. I believe that teams are going to double team Jokic, take away cutters, and the Denver Nuggets are going to have to knock down threes at a high level. I don't believe that they could do that. That is going to be the scouting report against them. I don't think the Denver Nuggets are a legit title contender. I don't think teams are afraid of them. Matter of fact, teams are ready to get their feet hot with the Denver Nuggets.
So that was Perk's take on the Nuggets. How do we feel about that? I haven't watched a ton of Nuggets. I've seen a lot of clips and highlights and game recaps and stuff, but I haven't watched a lot of Denver Nuggets games.
But the thing about that, you see one game, and then everybody says, "Oh, this is the playbook." This is not they said in the NFL. The next thing you know, they try it too, and it doesn't work. They happen with the triangle. Oh, the triangle's the best offense. Everybody tries it, but it doesn't work. And so I feel like the Lakers had something that was just one game. Now they've done it 2 or 3 games. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the blueprint. So it's gonna be interesting to see if other teams try this with the Joker. So we just gotta wait and see. That's one of those wait and see things.
Yeah, just because it works. I mean, it worked one time for the Lakers, but that doesn't mean that the Nuggets can adjust. And that's the thing. That's the thing about film. You don't think the Nuggets after that loss watch film to see, what it is that frustrated Joker and see how they can kind of counter that? Of course they did. What's his name? Mike Malone is not stupid.
Yeah.
No,
I don't give a shit.
No, he does give a shit. He does. Give
championship coaches go back and watch things that have gone wrong, and they figure out, okay, how do we counter this? And that's exactly what they did. So using that game or whatever struggles the Nuggets are going through to say everything that Perk just said, I think it was low key disrespectful to a degree, because it's like, wait a minute, dog. They may not be the favorite to win it all, but we're not going to sit up here and act like Joker and even Jamal Murray or some scrubs and like they have not done it before.
No, of course they have, but I've heard and seen a lot less on the Nuggets this year than maybe any year in the last 5 or 6.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean?
And also people forgetting that Nuggets game the Lakers had, they had 4 starters that scored 20+ points. That helps.
That'll do it. That'll get you there. So let me bring you the Phil Jackson theory, which, Rob, I'm sure you know. Phil believed that when we talk about title contenders with LA and Denver, Phil believed that NBA teams need to win 40 games before losing 20. That was Phil's, if you're going to be a title contender, you got to win 40 before you lose 20. And currently there's only 3 teams that would fit the eligibility for that this year. The Cavs, who are 49-10. The Thunder, who are 48-11, and the Celtics, who are 42-18. Nobody else fits that criteria. And since 1983, 90% of the teams who have won the title met the 40-20 Phil Jackson criteria. Now, that's a weirdo number. But when you're talking about teams like Denver and even the Lakers and all these other teams that are trying to make some noise, you got to take some of that into contention. I think when you look at what Perk said, Denver has not been that kind of team this year.
Yeah, it's funny when you look at the list. I know I can think of 3 teams: Rockets, Heat, and the Knicks that got into the finals without having that. No,
it's not. It's not an ironclad rule.
Yeah, ironclad.
But it's a good for it to be 90% of the time right. That's a decent benchmark.
But if you think about it, that's not really saying much, because most teams that are going to win a championship, they come out the gate hot, they establish themselves, and you know they're good because of their record. So, I just think one of these things was like, okay, yeah, I know water is wet. Or water is, no, if you say that. But that's to me one of those things like makes everybody think and really think about it like, no shit, Einstein. Because everybody, all the good teams start out hot and they have a good record. And this is why they're that record. So that I don't really. Okay. That I don't trust that one.
I'll let Phil Jackson know. No shit, Einstein is your response.
Well, wait a minute. That's just it makes perfect sense. That's part of why they call him the Zen Master. Because he's weird. You should know this. He had a lot of weird philosophies, but a lot of the guys that are playing for him, you may have heard of them: Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Scottie Pippen, Robert Horry. Mm-hmm. Some of these guys bought into what he was selling. When I saw when Mike was talking about Team USA, obviously Chuck Daly was the head coach. A lot of the stuff that Chuck Daly was telling some of the guys, Mike said he wasn't surprised. He pulled some of that stuff from Phil Jackson. My coach is Phil Jackson, so some of the stuff that Chuck Daly was doing, I was already accustomed to. Some of that weird stuff, he said it wasn't weird to me because I'm coached probably by the weirdest coach in NBA history, but the most successful. So,
yeah,
be like that sometimes.
Yeah, it's just so weird when you get to successful coaches. They all pretty much do the same thing. You get their big dogs to buy in, and everybody else just follows. So it's just always weird how, if you don't have big dogs, you see what happens to a lot of these coaches. So that's why I look at some of these coaches and you say, oh, this is a great coach. I'm like, let me see who you had on your team. No wonder he was a fucking good coach.
Yeah, when you got Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Bill Cartwright, you're not a bad coach, right? Yeah,
you can say some crazy shit and people buy in.
Yeah, you got a nice little lineup there.
Hey, can I give some breaking news that doesn't have anything to do with basketball, but it's in football?
Go, man.
Sure.
The Eagles have made Saquon Barkley the highest paid running back in NFL history with a 2-year, $41 million extension.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would have been stunned had that been any other news for him. That he was after what they did for him and what Sirianni did to get him involved in that offense and the relationship he's built with Jalen Hurts, I would be stunned if he didn't want to.
Oh, yeah, and the Jets released Davante Adams.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, they released Davante Adams.
But look, the Jets are the Jets, man. I mean, the Jets are just, oh, God, they're perpetually cursed. It's almost it's borderline hilarious.
Well, Aaron Rodgers is leaving too, so it only makes sense to Davante Adams.
It's just, but it's hysterical.
Do you guys think Davante still has it?
Yeah, I think that's something.
With the right quarterback, yes.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not trying to throw shade at Aaron Rodgers, but he did not have it last year. I mean, he is not the Aaron Rodgers of 10 years ago. Obviously, no player is, but when you have the right quarterback in the right system, Davante Adams is a weapon, man.
Hey, Rob. Let me tell you something. Both Robs. I got 2 teams that you really, really need to look out for when it comes to Davante Adams. Maybe even 3, and all of them are in the same state. Either the 49ers, the Rams, or the Chargers. Those are the 3.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because he's from California.
San Francisco just Debo's out.
Right. But I mean, they may be looking to add another receiver because Brandon Ayuk tore his ACL last year. We just don't know.
But they're going to have to pay Purdy, man. So I don't know.
Brock.
I think he's due.
Yeah.
But his last couple of years have been late.
Yeah.
So he ain't going to get what everybody think he's going to get. He ain't going to break the bank. Yeah.
So those are the 3 teams I'm telling you to possibly look at.
So, what the Rams? Are they getting
Rams got
Cooper?
A bunch of receivers though.
Yeah, but I think they're leaning towards trading Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, because I think Cooper's out, and so yeah. But shit, what if he said, "Fuck this, I'm gonna go over to the Commanders"? God damn.
Hey man.
Well, seeing that he said he wants to be on the West Coast, I think that would kind of create. That's weird.
He said that.
Yeah, he has a strong pull back to the West Coast.
Okay.
So Commanders are out. And no, selfishly, I don't want to give Dan Quinn any more resources to be successful. That's a spurned former Falcons fan speaking. All right, look, we thought this was going to happen. It finally did happen. Joel Embiid out for the season.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I think that was kind of the writing was sort of on the wall there, and we were all just sort of waiting to see what's it going to be. And then it was no, he's out for the year. Played in, I think the total was 19 games this year. What's that?
Taking my pen and I'm crossing out the Sixers on that list.
Oh, come on. This was the most comical story of the week for a number of reasons. Ready? The Sixers owe Joel Embiid $300 million over the next 5 seasons. He's out again. They're going to, the trio of Paul George, Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey, who all got paid, will have played a total of 14 games together by the end of the season. And now, Paul George is taking a break from the podcast to focus on winning a championship. And I'm like, bro, ride the podcast through to next season, bud. Because this ain't happening. His quote was, I want to let the Podcast P family know that after today's episode, I plan on taking a break from the pod to focus on getting my body right, mentally right, and, help this squad make a push toward our goal to finish the season out and give ourselves a chance to be in contention to compete for a championship. If he is on break until the Sixers compete for a title, let's go ahead and sign off Podcast P. We're done. Because that show ain't ever coming back.
It's just so weird that, I was thinking about this on the plane ride home, how the predictions we made and our teams due to injuries and trades have just, let us down because we picked Dallas to make the playoffs. They're not going to be in the playoffs. We picked Sacramento to be in the playoffs. They're battling at the playing spot. Timberwolves we picked. They in the playing spot. So it's just so weird how this season has been crazy. Whoever would have thunk that the East Coast has been the more consistent as you think about the Cavs, the Celtics, the Magic, the Knicks, the Heat. Those have been the teams that we all picked that have been the most consistent ones, So
yeah, no, I didn't see the Knicks being as good as they are. I did not see the Cleveland Cavaliers coming this year. I really didn't.
Nobody did.
No, I really not to this level.
Not to this level, exactly.
I mean, I thought they were going to be good. I think we all had them in our runs for the playoffs, but I didn't. At no point did I go, "Oh yeah, Cavs are going to run away with the East." What? They're going to make Boston try to catch them the whole season. What the hell are you talking about? I just smacked you.
Yeah, but the East is top heavy. Once again, they are very top heavy.
Always is.
Because if you really look at it, the top 10 seeds in the West are all over 500. Only the top 6 seeds in the East are 500. 7 through 10 are all under 500.
Yeah, some teams go back into the playoffs with 36 wins in the East. I mean, what? The hell did they get there? All right, listen.
Like the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe. Yeah, Hawks with buzzer beater. Got a big win.
Yeah, they had a couple of them.
Yeah. All right, listen. I want to bring up the. We do have a couple more NBA stories. Before I get to that, though, I have to bring up what is arguably the most hottest debate story in all of sports talk this week. Debated by people who have never played a second of either of these sports, and it goes to what Travis Hunter said at the NFL Combine. They asked him, playing on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Do you think that's harder to do compared to what Shohei Otani does in baseball, where he is a pitcher and a hitter? I'm going to play you the Travis cut because I have to play you the Travis cut.
Probably me, what I do in football, because it's a lot on your body. Otani, he's a great player, but you got to do a lot in football.
All right, so Otani is not he thinks he's better, but he thinks he just thinks it's harder to do what he does. Now, as someone who's never played either of these sports on any kind of professional level, okay, I can't argue with either of you. What am I supposed to say? Well, really, it's harder to hit. I know how hard it is to hit a fastball. That shit's really hard. But I also know how hard it is and physically how demanding it is to do what Travis Hunter does and go out and run routes and then turn it around and try and defend the same routes that other people are trying to run on you. That ain't easy. So I think they're both incredibly hard. But as a professional athlete, Robert Horry, your opinion maybe has a little weight here. Do you think it's harder to do what Otani does, or do you think it's harder to do what Travis Hunter does?
He ain't never done neither one of these.
I know, but he's at least played professional sports, for God's sake.
I played baseball growing up. My mom didn't let me play football, but, from an outside
he's seen a football before, so, I mean, come on. Yeah.
So have we all.
I just think, when I think about football, I just think about that playbook and all the shit they got to learn. You think about it, that's just on one side. He has to learn that shit on both sides of the ball. And I don't know what it goes into hitting the fastball and all that kind of stuff. I've seen fucking fastballs. I've seen when Jack Flaherty was pitching and, when he's like outside, how fast that shit comes. I think for me, just because of the physicality of the sport, I'm going to lean more towards Travis Hunter. Because think about it, you get going across that middle, getting hit, and now you got to go on the other end and do the same thing that someone just did to you. So I think if I have to pick one, I'm going to rock with Travis Hunter on this one.
Okay. And I think that's fair.
I think
it's harder from a skill standpoint probably to do what Otani does. From a physical standpoint, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, from a physical standpoint, it's a lot more taxing on your body to even play one of those positions, but then to have the ability to go and play the other position as well for however many snaps. However, I'll say this. When you start looking at guys with those skill sets, because you're not just talking about any random dudes who can do those things. These are guys who have high skill sets. Mm-hmm. When you start looking at what Otani is doing, not only is he an ace, not only is he a number one pitcher who we'll see this year because he didn't pitch last year, the man can also go out and give you 50 home runs.
I don't think he's going to pitch this year. They stacked fucking loaded.
No, he'll pitch. He may not start the season.
How do you
pitching.
not, if he's healthy, how do you not put him in the rotation?
And he's the best pitcher on that team.
Even with a team bloated with great pitching. So,
my thing is, it is very difficult to do what Otani's doing because we've not seen that since Babe Ruth.
I was just gonna say the last person that did it with any kind of success was Babe Ruth.
What was the cat? The dude he played with the Astros and he went over to Colorado. He did it pretty successfully. He wasn't as good as Otani, but he pitched very well and he hit very well. I can't think of his name. He was with because you remember at one point Houston had two guys that were pitching. He went to Colorado. What was his freaking name? Oh shit!
I don't know. I just know that.
Can't remember.
He's to Harp's point. If you look at Otani, he can either be the ace of your staff or he can be the best bat on your bench. He designated hit last year. He's a pitcher. He was their designated hitter. He is dominant. Not just good, dominant. He's at excellent. Both sides of the game. That's unheard of. Now, can you do both? Yeah, there's guys that have done both. He is dominant.
And I think also, and this is not to take anything away from Travis Hunter, because his skill set is something we still have not seen in a long time since Prime. There have been more guys or a few more guys in the league to do what he's done than there have been on what Otani is doing.
Yeah, good point.
Like I said, we have not seen at that level, we have not seen it since Babe Ruth. Do you know how hard it is to be able to throw a 90 miles an hour fastball and then turn around, put on a helmet, go get a bat, and then go hit one?
No.
Skill-wise? No. I can't even begin. None of us know, which is why everybody that has an opinion that hasn't played either of those sports is just talking shit. So that's sort of where we are, though.
Because I want people who have never seen a fastball up live. Just go to a batting cage, put that shit on 95, and just stand next to it. But in this case, you know exactly where the ball's going. Yeah. But think about it, you got a pitcher up there that can put that bitch under your chin.
Yeah. Throw inside.
Yes. So I don't think people understand how fast that shit coming, man.
Yeah. The two hardest things to do in sports, in my opinion, play quarterback and hit a baseball. The two hardest things to do in sports. No disrespect to anything else, because there are a lot of other tough things to do. But in my opinion, those are the two toughest things to do in sports.
Rob's thinking of this.
I thought y'all froze up for a second.
No, Rob was simmering on it. So I want to see what he's going to come back with.
That's one of the ones we save for next podcast.
Yeah. So for me,
I'm not doing research.
For me, everything in sports is
hitting
hard.
a hole in one. How hard is that?
That's near impossible.
Go down the list.
Near impossible. But I will tell you, and this is from personal experience. I went to school with a kid named Jeff DePalma, who was a great kid, one of my best friends, but swore up and down when we were in high school. He was a great baseball player. That he's like, I could hit a professional fastball. Throw me a professional fastball, I could get around on it. Well, they took him out one day, and they put a college pitcher up against him who played at Rutgers, and they let this kid throw 89, 90 miles an hour. And he couldn't. He was so far behind on that fastball. It was like the ball was in the mitt, and he was just starting to come around. He was so far behind, and it's like you could talk as much crap as you want, but until, like Rob said, until you see something coming at you 90 miles an hour, and your instinct is not to swing at it, it's to get the hell out of the way. Like every time it's coming at you, you just want to like lean back. And then the other side of that too is, and I never realized this till I went out there. You don't realize how far 60 feet 6 inches is to throw a baseball. The pitcher's mound is not close to home plate. On TV, it looks like it's this far away. You get on a baseball field and you're like, oh shit, this is like halfway.
Man,
you see me?
I threw out a pitch one time for the Astros back when we won it in '94. I like, I used to play. This is gonna be easy. As I'm walking, I'm like, God damn, how far is to this mound?
How far is this away?
Is there footage of that?
No. This is before.
You're lucky. Oh, you real lucky.
He was fast to the no. There's nothing. Doesn't exist. Don't look. Don't call anybody. Don't say nothing.
Yeah, it's some footage out there. Yeah, there's some footage.
Okay.
You got to see who we got to talk to get that footage.
Google.
To see it. Oh, Google. All right. Yeah.
Well, sure. You're right about that. Yeah, that's right.
Google it. All right. Listen. Quick little few extra NBA stories. We're gonna do Big Shot of the Week. Then we're gonna play Rapid Fire. Jimmy Butler is getting sued in Miami, and I remember I saw the story and I was like, oh, somebody's mad at him in Miami. Probably the Heat. Somebody play. Oh no, it's his landlord. Apparently, he left the property damaged, changed the locks, denied the owner entry. This is all per Local 10 in Miami. In the suit, they allege that Butler stayed in the Miami home 2 months past when his lease expired, which was in August of 2024. The lease agreement stated that he would have to pay double the rent if he stayed past, which was $130,000 a month. And if he stayed past the agreed term without written permission. Additionally, he left $125,000 in damages to the home, including mold issues, damaged drywall, flooring, an unmaintained pool, and a malfunctioning HVAC system. So this guy's suing Jimmy Butler in Miami, and I'm just like, dude, like, how do you allow that to happen to a place you live? I guess because you don't care. It's not your house. You just let a place go to total disrepair like that?
Hey, he was suspended so much he probably wasn't there.
I might have been it too. Yeah, he might have just been like, whatever, screw it. But for me, I'm like, dude, you gotta. That speaks to someone's character, though. Like, man, you can't allow that stuff to happen. Do right by people.
Yeah,
do right by people. Shout out to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, who is doing it all this season. I just wanted to throw him a couple little notes here because he currently leads the NBA in the most 20-point games, 30-point games, 40-point games, and 50-point games this season. He leads all of those categories, and I don't think we talk about him enough. So
yeah, he's ball. He's clear-cut MVP this year, unless he gets hurt.
And that's what I was going to ask: is barring injury, is there anybody that really has a case against him? I'm sure there are, but I mean, off the top of my head, yeah, maybe LeBron.
LeBron and Joker. That's it. Nobody else. No.
And even Jokic. Yeah. I don't know.
And the only reason I put LeBron up is because he's fucking 40. And that's what people feel. They just looking at the numbers, but he's doing this shit. Well,
he's
40.
Up on the list. He's like a 3 or 4 in the MVP ladder right now. So he's in the conversation.
I know a lot of people throw the Greek freak in front of LeBron, but I just think because of LeBron's 40, he gets an extra 20 points from me.
He gets a sympathy.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I
don't think so.
I think it's pretty clear cut right now. If this trajectory continues for them.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob. Since we're on the specific guys being MVP, this whole face of the league type of thing. Give me your guys who are legit faces of the league now and for the next 5 to 10 years. Like legit, not just. I mean, they fit the criteria of what you would want as a face of the league.
Greek freak, Shea Gilgeous, LeBron.
Oh, take the old man out.
But still, though, but you think about, when you got to keep him in there just because he's still playing at a high,
He is, but I was just talking about like for future type of stuff.
For future, okay, let's take Steph and LeBron out.
They've been faces of the league already
for years.
Yeah. Shea, Tatum, who they don't want for some odd reason, don't want to put him in there.
He don't say nothing.
He's quiet. Yeah, he's too quiet.
He don't say nothing.
But here's the thing, that's like, you want Ant-Man to say some crazy shit?
Oh, we're going to talk about
Ant-Man is closer. Ant-Man is closer.
Or do you want Crazy Boy to pull out his guns in Memphis?
We ain't got to go that far.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying that.
Jesus.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that. But I say he's crazy, and I mean that in a good, bad way, because like you jeopardizing your future by doing silly shit like that.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
But so. And you crazy for doing it. That's what I mean. I don't call him crazy like he's like mentally unstable. But and you think about it, and I'm about to say something that's going to be controversial. I think a lot of times we don't want to make the face of the league someone that doesn't speak good English. Because I
think that's totally fair.
Yeah, and because I think about when Dream was playing, they didn't use Dream because he was quiet. He had this strong accent. I think sometimes we don't do that because we're like, oh, this is America. We want these people to be the face because it's an American sport and all this kind of stuff. So you look around the league, you got a lot of guys, like Wemby's going to be the face of the league.
Oh, yeah.
And the crazy part is everybody you're going to name right now aren't American.
No, they're
think
not.
about it. If you take out the old heads, and from KD and you said who's the face of the league? Giannis, Joker,
Luka,
Shea.
Yeah.
Only American you really got. I know this Tatum. I know because I'm taking away from Ant-Man because he said he don't want it. If you don't want it, I'm not gonna give it to you. And you can't give it to Ja because of the stuff he did on social.
See, my thing is you don't give it to anybody.
Yeah, that's
you know
how
what I mean.
feel.
Like if you're going to be the face of the NBA, that's some shit that you take.
Yeah.
That is like this is I play the way I play. I am who I am. You love me, you hate me. I don't care. This is what I do.
Yeah.
Like you think Jordan gave a half a shit about being the face of the league? I think he cared about his endorsements because that's how he got paid in that day because the NBA salary wasn't no great shakes. But like I don't think he cared that he was viewed as the face of the league or not. He was just like, I am who I am, and either you like me, or you don't like me, and I really don't care.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we always want to label something like who's the greatest, who's the face of the league, this and that. And so I think when it comes to the face of the league is always going to be Jerry West until they change that.
Well,
that's the logo. That is the face of the league.
I still like the idea
brand.
of trying to make it Kobe because I thought the Kobe logo was cool. Somebody had done a mock-up of that. I always thought that posthumously looking back on his career and everything he gave to the game, I would have been down for that. I wouldn't have protested that.
Because they already named the All-Star Game MVP trophy after him, didn't they?
Yeah. I'd have been for that.
I think they won't change it because it's just a tradition.
It's iconic.
It's iconic. Yeah.
I mean, that was always like the argument of can you take the Major League Baseball logo and just turn the guy's hat around for King Griffey Jr.? You know what I mean? Like, that'd be dope, but you can't do that. It's just kind of an iconic,
Oh, you want to see traditionalists get pissed off?
Oh, my God.
Do something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy,
baseball traditionalists are a whole different level, man. They are angry old men. Yeah.
I'm talking about even the dead, they going to get up. They gonna dig themselves up from the grave, them and their notebooks and their pencils and their scorecards, and they gonna march in the city.
I promise you, my dad was turning over in his grave when he heard the Yankees rescinded their whole no sideburns, no facial hair thing anymore. Like when they took that away, so they could have beards. He's like, no, that's not how we do it. I like that.
No, I like the Yankees rescinding that because.
Oh, I think so too. It's dated, but it just goes to show you it's a dated baseball thing. The traditional Yankees fans are like, hate it. Man, shave your face.
Hey, Major League Baseball, if you ever think about turning that hat around on the logo backwards, I would be the first one to sign that petition.
Yeah,
because that's how I wear most of mine.
All right, listen, we talked about Ant-Man. Stat of the show, Anthony Edwards has lost $614,000 this season in fines, techs, and suspensions. 614 large this year alone. So, yeah, when you go face of the league, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's the guy that really best represents the game when he's getting bounced as much as he is. For the record, Draymond has officially hit 11 techs, so I'm officially out on my 10 tech bet. That's over, but I'm proud of the fact that it made it to March.
I don't know why you took that.
I don't know either. I was ready to bail on it by Christmas because he was at like 6 or 7. I was like, that's it. But hey, man, I carried that 10 into March. I'll take it.
Yeah, Ant is. I love Ant not only because of, he's from Atlanta, He is Atlanta to the heart.
Dude, he's
and
hot.
So
He's got a hot head, man. He gotta
calm it down.
I love the fire in his game, but I think some of that just, I don't know, man. Rob, where are you on him as far as the attitudes and stuff he plays with?
I liked Ant-Man last year because I think that, he was a guy who did a little bit of everything. I think he has succumbed to the NBA, meaning he shoots more threes than anybody. You think about this time last year, he's probably had about 18 awesome dunks on people. Have we even seen one this year? Think about it.
Yeah, he dunked on Chet this year. He dunked on Chet,
right? But not at the. I know Rob said not at the clip that we saw him last year, where it was like every other game there was like a poster online.
And I said that because he's settling for jump shots now. He's not being the Ant-Man that was getting to the line, getting 28 points. Everybody's like, okay, he's scoring more. Yeah, because he's shooting more. And because Cat's not there, so he's got 10 extra shots. So I just liked Ant-Man last year because Ant-Man last year talked a lot of shit. He backed it up. He put fear in a lot of people's eye. Like, I don't think anybody fears him this year because he's turned into a jump shooter.
I also think they know that much like Draymond Green, if you push him hard enough, you could probably get him teed up or maybe bounced from the game if you push his buttons hard enough. Shout out to arguably one of, if not the greatest WNBA player of all time who retired this week, Diana Taurasi, stepping down. She retires as a 3-time WNBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP, 2009 League MVP, 11-time All-Star, 5-time scoring champ, 2004 Rookie of the Year, and 14-time All-WNBA. Holy shit. What a career for Diana Taurasi. That's incredible.
Man, that's incredible. When she came out at UConn, and you saw her, the way she played at UConn, you knew she was going to be a dominant force. This woman could flat out play.
That is incredible.
And it's so weird how, her last song was, the Olympics. So
it was, I'm happy for her. But yeah, very happy for her. And what a career, though. Holy crap.
Yeah,
wow.
Many people look at her to have when you talk about a perfect career in both college and the pros.
Pretty close, man.
Pretty perfect.
Yeah, that's about as good as you're going to get.
Yeah, salute to Diana Taurasi.
Yeah, big time. All right, big shot of the week, and let's get to the game. Big shot of the week is going to go to Manuel Angelim Dino, 105 years old, and his wife Maria de Souza Dino, 101 years old. Here's why. They broke the Guinness World Record for the longest marriage of a living couple this week. They met in Brazil in 1936, got married in 1940. They've been happily married for 84 years and 85 days.
Wow.
That is nuts. So big shot of the week for living. By the way, both of them living over 100 years old. Whatever you're doing, pass that secret on. But
exactly.
I think they're just too old to argue at this point. 84 years and 85 days they've been married.
Yeah, they got two big secrets: how to stay married that long, how to live that long, and more importantly, how to do it in fucking Brazil.
Good point. Good point. That's a good point. You got a very good point. All right, let's do this week's game. It is a true-false edition of Rapid Fire. So I'm going to give you guys 60 seconds. They're all true-false questions. Sports, a lot of NBA in here, but mostly just general sports. Here's why I want to do this week. It hit my feed this week, and I had to check it like 5 times to make sure it was legit. The Dallas Mavericks have announced that ticket prices are going up 8% next season. 8% ticket increase next season. With this is after the Luka Doncic trade, before the official Kyrie Irving news broke, but he was hurt. And there you go, 8% ticket increase for the Mavericks next year if you want to go watch Anthony Davis sit on the bench. So that's I had to check that, and I'm like, that can't be. This is a BS. I got sentled. I got NBA sentled, and what happened? And no, I didn't. It was legit. It was real. So I have a whole bunch of NBA and general sports true-false questions. And I'm going to put 60 seconds up, and we'll see how many of you guys
They're putting tariffs on tickets now.
They tell you what, tariffs on tickets. Oh, my God. There's the name of this week's show. You're like, but why is this week's show called Tariffs on Tickets? You'll find out. All right. So Robert or it's your show. Do you want to go first, or you want to defer?
I'll defer.
Okay.
So I can see where these questions come from.
Brandon Harper. These are all true-false questions. So we're going to get through as many of these as we can, and we'll see how you guys do. Load up the clock. Here we go. Draymond Green completed a triple-double without scoring. 11 rebounds, 10 steals, 10 assists.
True.
It is true. Michael Jordan only wore the number 23 for the Chicago Bulls.
False.
Correct. Jack Nicklaus not only won 18 golf majors, but came in a record 19 times in second place.
True.
That is true. Hakeem Olajuwon is the only NBA player to have a quadruple-double.
What is it, Rob? False.
Great, it's false.
I didn't think you would actually help me on that.
Tom Brady once threw 5 touchdowns in a single quarter.
True.
That is true. Pete Rose holds the record for playing in all 22 Major League Baseball All-Star games.
True.
False.
Oh,
Magic Johnson had a winning coach. I couldn't.
I think I got like 5 or 6.
No, you did good. Draymond, was true. You got 5. Jordan wore number 45 for 22 games for the Bulls. Jack Nicklaus came in 19 times in second place.
Orlando.
You gave him Hakeem. You got Tom Brady. Pete Rose.
4.5.
Yeah. that's a half a point.
I was asking to be funny. I didn't think you were going to give me that.
You're going to lose on the hook. That's the worst part. You're going to lose on the hook.
Right.
Pete Rose did play in all 22 Major League Baseball All-Star games, but Hank Aaron played in all 25 of the years that he played. So he holds the record.
That's crazy.
And then the last question, which I could not spit out, was Magic Johnson had a winning coaching record.
False.
And which was false.
Yeah, that's false. He was bad as a coach.
So, Rob, you got to beat 4.5. Let's load up his clock here.
Tariffs.
Let's see how we do. Shaquille O'Neal has always worn a number in the 30s.
False.
True. Anthony Davis's unibrow is trademarked.
True.
That is true. Former Senator Bill Bradley from New Jersey is a member of the Basketball Hall of Fame.
True.
That is true. Mexico has never medaled in the Winter Olympics.
False.
True. With Wilt Chamberlain, didn't win an MVP in the year he averaged 50 points a game.
True.
That is true. Richard Dean Anderson, better known as TV's MacGyver, played quarterback for UCLA in the 70s.
True.
False. Kevin Durant opened his own seafood restaurant.
False.
That is false.
True.
Alabama coach Nick Saban had a winning record as an NFL head coach.
False.
That is false, but barely. Soccer was invented in England.
True.
That is true.
Oh, he got 6.
He got 6. See, Rob broke down the metric here. I'm just going to go as fast as I can. I'm bound to get more if I just keep flying through the questions.
That's true.
He got through quite a lot. Let's see, which ones did you miss here? Bill O'Bradley, by the way, is in the Hall of Fame. You got that. Mexico has never medaled in the Winter Olympics. They've participated in 13, and they've never won a Winter Olympics medal. And Richard Dean Anderson did not play. Kevin Durant, that's a rumor, by the way, that he opened his own seafood restaurant, it's false. And then Nick Saban's winning record as an NFL head coach was 15-17. So you did get that one right.
Sucked in Miami.
He was not good. All right, are you ready for round one's going to go, Rob? You ready for round 2?
Yes, sir.
All right, Rob, you get to go first this round because you deferred in the first round. So here we go. Tiger Woods, John Elway, and John McEnroe all played their respective sports for Stanford.
True.
That is true. LeBron James has more triple-doubles than Nikola Jokic.
False.
It is false. William the Refrigerator Perry has more Super Bowl touchdowns than Walter Payton.
False.
That's true. Tim Duncan holds the record for the most playoff games played.
False.
That's LeBron. LeBron, speaking of which, has won more rings than Larry Bird.
False.
That is false. The 1972 Dolphins are the only team to go undefeated in the regular season.
False.
That is false. John Stockton holds the record for the most seasons where he played all 82 games.
True.
That is true. The Buffalo Bills lost 4 straight Super Bowls.
True.
True. Moses Malone holds the record for the most offensive rebounds in a season.
True.
That is true. Oh, good job.
He got 8.
He got 8. I was going to go back and count. Which ones did you miss?
He got 8.
Yes, he got 1, 2, 3. You missed the Refrigerator Perry. He's got more.
Yeah, I
missed that one.
Yeah.
I could have sworn Walter Payton. I thought he had.
I think it was 7 or 8, one of them.
Yeah, no, it was 8. That was the only one you missed. And then, yes, the Pats did it in 2007, the undefeated regular season. Dolphins were on the
And got beat by the Manning brother.
John Stockton holds the record for the most 82-game seasons in a career. He did it 16 times. John Stockton played every regular season game 16 freaking times.
Iron Man.
That is insane. Yeah. All right, here we go. You got a mountain to climb here, Harper. Let's load it up. Dirk Nowitzki was not drafted by the Dallas Mavericks.
True.
False. Wilt Chamberlain never fouled out of a game.
True.
False. Scott Skiles dished out 30 dimes while playing for the Magic in a game against the Nuggets in 1990.
That's true.
That is true. Drew Brees was a Saint for life.
False.
That is false. He played for the Chargers. Karl Malone has 7 kids. None of them have made it to the NBA.
True.
That is true. A volleyball weighs more than a cricket ball.
False.
True. Pau Gasol is the first Spanish NBA champion.
True.
That is true. Barry Sanders broke the all-time rushing record 1 season before retiring.
True.
False. LeBron James. Oh, man. Let me count.
I had a mountain to climb anyway.
You sure did. Let's see.
Them first 2 when I'm stupid. I don't know why I did that.
Dirk Nowitzki was not drafted by the Mavericks. That is true. He was.
I don't know why. That was a trick question.
Yeah. He got it wrong, so it was a trick question. Wilt Chamberlain never fouled out of a game. That was false. He did. And then you got the rest. You got 1, 2, 3. You missed that one. You got 4. You got 5. That wasn't terrible.
It's not, but it was a mountain to climb anyway.
So Rob's going to win. Rob's going to be your runaway winner this week. I do have some more on the list if you want to run them down just for fun.
Yeah.
Just for the hell of it. Let's see, where were we? LeBron James has worn 3 jersey numbers during his time in the NBA.
That's true.
False.
That is false.
He's 2, 6, and 23. That's right.
Yeah. Let's see. Beach volleyball is only allowed to have 2 players in the game.
True.
That is true. Kevin Garnett retired as a member of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
True.
That's also true. He did. He came back. He signed like a little mini deal or something. Jerry West won 2 Finals MVPs. One of them was while he was on a losing team.
True.
That's false. That's false.
I thought he won MVP when he was when they didn't
did,
win
but
the
I think
finals.
he won more than 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
that's a trick question.
The stick used to hit a polo ball is called a taco.
True.
That is true. You knew that way too fast.
Yeah.
That's white people shit.
What's it called? What's the stick called again?
A taco. It's called a taco. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
So your stick is in the taco, huh?
Oh my God! Oh my stick is in the taco. Also a rival for the show title, but it would be way too graphic to put out to the universe. All right, that's a good place to stop. Your stick is in the taco is probably a good place to end the show.